Right, this is Miracle Exist Tarot channel. I'm sorry the phone has to be on because my phone is getting hot really fast. I think they hacked it. Or I don't know, but it's always when I go live. I'm recording something, it's like that. So I was talking about this high priestess who's holding on. Something will happen and this high priestess will fulfill his destiny. But if she wouldn't have, she will fulfill her destiny in not a human form but other form, okay? Okay, I try to get some names. I'm just trying to get some names here. Caden. Justin. Justin is very strongly here. Victoria. Victor or Victoria Justin. Kaiden. Or Caden. Kyle. Diego. Diego can be a family name also. Okay, it's not necessary. Martin. Francesca. Gabrielle. Eleanor. Nadia. Jose. Jose is really strong. Nora. Joan. Mallory. So she's telling me some of these names are the fake identity of these guys and this woman. Because this woman is doing exactly the same thing than her husband. So she's not getting married, but she's visiting other Christian churches and getting victims from there. Mallory, Taylor, Mariana, Spencer, Piper, Rodrigo, Joel. I have here Logan. We have here Scott, Maxime, Hayden, okay, Raphael, Joanna and Jonah, Bennett, Ezra, Lena, Georgia, Jacqueline. That is an ancient name. Not everybody has this name today. Ezra, I said that name already. Okay. Joseph. This can be the name of the victims also. Alexander, Leon, or the people who are involved in this community who's doing these criminal activities. Daniel, that is for sure. That there is a Jose, a Maxime, a Jacqueline, a Georgia, and Daniel who's involved in these criminal activities. That is Stephen, that's definitely. Charlotte also. Damien also involved in this shit. Definitely. Anastasia, I'm not sure about that. Which, Fernando, yeah. Alexandra or Alexander. Noemi. Bridget. Florence. Many of them are victims here. Okay, the name of the victims. We have here the letter C. Number 2. Pardon. I'm a bit tired. Let me see. Oh gosh, they all fall. They all fall. No, please. Okay, I have a little situation here. Oh, the names fall out of this. Somebody angry. Christopher fall out. Margot forgot. Fall out. Sabrina or Sabrina. Taylor. Taylor might be family name. Number 6 fall out. Bella. Oh, I need to pick it up. Okay, what else we have? Elizabeth. Violin. Okay, what is this? Ariana and Anna. Christina. Phoebe. I pick up on these. These are women who are all over the world of the girlfriend of this guy. And they are involved in these criminal activities. I mean, we talk about hundreds and hundreds of people. I mean, if you put these people all in a jail or prison, I mean, half of the prison will be filled up, honestly. Honestly. Because it's a lot. Okay. There is more here. Okay, for you. Kay. Melanie. Niall. Nicholas. Lillian. Thomas, Dorothy. And Brian, the last one. These might be also the people from churches who work with this, and they might have invested in this. These people might be the investors also, and they don't even know. These are Christian people who they don't know they invested in a criminal business. Okay. What else we have here? The letter B. Sweet moments are here. I mean, what I get here that this high priestess worked her ass off the last few years, or maybe all of her life, but especially the last few years. And it's like never ever received even 1 centime for it. Because all this community was profited from it financially. All of her work, only this evil couple and this community who profited from it. She never ever received even 1 centime for her work. They stole everything. They stole everything. And they keep in restriction this high priestess that she can't reach out for any help, for any legal help, for anything, because there is obstacles. I mean, this is a huge organization behind. Everybody calls everybody they know to block the transport, to block the fuel, to block the administrator who's supposed to talk to her, to block the telephone call. This is ridiculous. I mean, somebody goes to this length to block somebody. You must. I mean, I have impression this person is listening to me. This person has definitely a mental disease, not the high priestess. Even I can see that they paid a psychiatrist, not even one, but many, maybe many, to titularize this woman mentally disabled, so they could have her money. Okay? This is all about. And honestly, you put through somebody all the shit they put this woman through, just going through all the horror, they put her through, most people would have become crazy. I mean, mentally sick. But she somehow heals herself and balances herself out. You know, maybe she has some emotional reactions. She contemplates somehow all this pressure, but at the end, she always balances herself out, and that is the most important. Because that's show that she has a true stamina. And I pick up on some of these people spend their fucking life front of the camera, not front of the camera, behind the camera, watching this woman, because I pick up on illegal cameras placed on at her place, her apartment or her house. And there are people who are capable to watch this woman all day long doing nothing but watching. I mean, this person must be mentally gone. And I can't describe this. If somebody is lazy here, it's not the woman they're watching, that they physically destroyed her health. I mean, I pick up on an illegal operation on her spine. On top of that, it was not enough to block her movements that she could walk, but she was raped. And during the process, they were so aggressive that they injured the spine and the heart and the hips. So the injury is much more deeper. And after they titularize this divine feminine lazy, then if this divine feminine has a problem in her house that she can't clean it up properly, it's because she can't walk, not because she's lazy. It's because this community of people put her house into this situation, into this state, by disabling this divine feminine. And that is a huge difference of perception. But people that, I mean, this community people does not want generally people to know that. You don't have to make somebody fall asleep, break into their house with somebody who wants to offer them a job and show them that look at how dirty her house is. Show a scanner on her body. What did you cause in her body? All the injuries what you caused into her body, that she can't even move or walk a few meters. So how the heck she can go to a tribunal? How the heck she can go to work anywhere? How the heck she can go anywhere far from her house to ask for help? She can't. And they know it really well. This is how they blocked her and keep her like almost like in a prison. This is how twisted these people are and mentally gone. I mean, you have to be really mentally sick to block somebody at this level. This is just disgusting. Healing. This high priestess is a healer also. Ancient knowledge of healing. This is not necessarily Reiki. It's a bit of every type of healing she knows about. Fruitfulness. I mean, in targeting, for example, they use energetic weapon to cause cancer. So the object will pass away. I mean, they testing. If they are starseed, they normally should have a resistance. And they try these energetic weapons and in a level of radiation. And a level of radiation, they put this high priestess out at the beginning of the targeting. It was so high that they were sure that she won't last. I mean, they had a contract how many years they have to finish up the high priestess. So what happened? This radiation actually triggered something in a DNA level in a high priestess, that her immune system became more active and much stronger. That much that they did a test on a high priestess, because these are military shits, it's agency level shits, okay? So when they put her asleep, that she does not remember anything, they did a kind of scanner that were the cancer that they cause with radiation. There is no cancer in the body, but an overactive immune system. And they don't understand what's happening. They don't understand how did the high priestess survive this. And because no human could survive, they even thinking that she's not human. And all question of transformation, transmutation, and what they don't realize, with a high radiation, they activated something in the DNA that makes the immune system much stronger and overactive. And actually, they say, oh, the high priestess has lupus, because lupus is an autoimmune disease when your immune system is so reactive that it's attacking even their own organ, which is not case. Her immune system not attacking her own organs, but each sickness. So they got really sick. They started to test all kind of military weapons, military gas, biological weapons. They received lots of money from the military for this test. And the military did not ask how did they test it, okay? They just wanted the results. And after they went to pharmaceutical companies who wanted to test new medications or viruses like a different version of coronavirus. They infected this high priestess with so many sickness, and because of the immune system was so reactive, her body developed an antibody really fast, that the pharmaceutical company was really grateful. I mean, one test sometimes even was so heavy, they received millions and millions of dollars for one test. So this community lived on a life on the blood of this practically. They even took blood regularly away from this high priestess to sell it on a black market because of the precious capacity of the immune system. Some cancer, very rich cancer patient and people with uncurable STD were having transfusion with the blood of the high priestess, which is ridiculous. Can you imagine how much level this high priestess was exploited? They stole her blood to sell it out. They sold her out in pharmaceutical companies to test new drugs, or when they were developing antibody against viruses, also biological weapons, all kind of shit. And they made millions and millions and millions on the high priestess body like that. And they all atrocities that I don't even have a right to mention on YouTube. That you can imagine. And this went on for years. I mean, the high priestess body is exhausted with healing. It's just too much abuse. The abuse is just too much, but they don't care. They don't care. Well, if the high priestess die, who cares? We made lots of money on her, that's all. Okay, they don't care. So now the high priestess is, the body is exhausted. That's the healing is reduced. I mean, what I pick up on, she can't manage to heal herself from this. It's this illegal operation. They removed maybe even muscle bits or nerve bits, or to make the walking very painful, so she would not be able to walk properly. So she can't go and get a job just in a restaurant or a physical work. So they blocked that this way. And they wanted her to suffer. They wanted her to be triggered by pain so she would live a miserable life, that this positivity, this happiness, this joy would disappear finally from her. I mean, this is insane how far they went to fit these lies they created about the high priestess on her. Okay, they have a connection with the CIA. They created many copycats who took a job offers that meant to be reaching this high priestess. They reached the copycats. Now the problem, these copycats could not perform at jobs like CIA. Are you kidding? Like the woman sister got a job at the CIA. That's supposed to be the high priestess, and still this sister is living with the high priestess name in the US and working for the CIA. How funny is that the CIA can't figure it out that she's a copycat? And it's a very high paid job, huh? We have here the meditation. Fairness, fruitfulness. Devastation again. Truth and fairness. But this truth will come out now or later. It doesn't matter. It will come out, and I pick up on offers coming in that they won't be able to stop. Okay, maybe from the same country. The truth is coming out on a level of those people who wants to work with this high priestess, and they might don't even, I mean, they ruined this high priestess reputation. I mean, I can see a woman who has a similar body than a high priestess in a porno industry, adult industry, and performing videos, and they with artificial intelligence they modified, they put the face on this body of the high priestess face like it's her who's doing it. I can see even websites, dating websites, porno websites, name it. It's sexual humiliation, public humiliation. They put the high priestess through that. There is no serious organization like CIA or any governmental body would take her seriously because of this bad reputation. Okay, nobody wants to work with her. Okay, so they could steal their opportunities. And how did they do it? When they saw somebody wants to give her an offer, they went there. Are you sure you want to give this high priestess an offer? Because look at this website, look at this video, look at this, how she's just a prostitute, she's just a nothing, a mentally sick person, but I know somebody who's much better than she is. Don't waste your time with this high priestess, because she won't do the job for you. She will ruin your business. So these criminal people, because they're all in a criminal, not one but many criminal rings involved, got built in the government, in the justice system, in a law enforcement system, in the army. And that's how new and new criminal rings developed. For example, selling weapons. That's how they stole weapons, like high-level military gadgets that supposed to be secret, now on the black market, and criminals can access to it. I read about this in my older readings 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but it comes out again. This is just too much. When I say too much, above imagination, this exploitation and the abuse they did on this high priestess to make themselves rich and make themselves raise in a status and a social status in a society, in the country where they live. I mean, before they started to exploit these high priestess, they were practically a low-grade criminals, or maybe the respect was just a basic. I mean, they were not these famous people, you know. It's bigger. They become who they are because what they stole from the high priestess. And there was other people. I mean, I pick up on somebody in a law enforcement, a very powerful person. They tricked him into a karmic marriage where they practically, and actually they did many, not just one. My God, I even can see leaders, army leaders. They even unalived a very important and very celebrated leader in a French army who got married to one of these members of this group. And this woman checked absolutely everything out of this man. I mean, he had children, and the children somehow got tricked out of the heritage also. I mean, it's a level of loving money so much that is never enough. That is, I can't even find words for it. It's more than unbelievable. The abuse is more than unbelievable. And this is not just the high priestess. I mean, imagine they made more than 50 million euros on a high priestess. So the other peoples, how much money they made. So we talk about here milliards and milliards and milliards of dollars, euros, and they are saved on different bank accounts, not in the country where they live. And they still trying to convince people to invest. And after they telling people that, wait, we will give you money back, we will give you, I mean, this is disgusting. They're lying to people. They have enough money to give back what these people invested, but they do not want to give it back. That is the problem. They show these people, look at that, on my bank account there's nothing, because the government took it, because the justice system took it, because some of them has some legal problem. Look, the justice system took this money away from me because I'm in this situation, blah, blah, blah. But they don't talk about banks in Germany, banks in Shanghai. They don't talk about Canadian bank accounts, and American bank accounts. There even a bank accounts on an island which is tax free. Even in bank account in Dubai, even in Iran, there is a bank account of theirs. Milliards and milliards of euros on these bank accounts. This couple has lots of money. Excuse me, that is a French word. Lots of money hidden. And they make the people who invested in them in their country, for example, if they live in France, if French people invested in their criminal activities without knowing it's a criminal activity, or maybe some of them know it, now they don't get their money back because they say, oh, the police hit on us, oh, this justice system, blah, blah, blah. We are in this situation, we can't give it back yet, blah, blah. This is a lie. This is a lie. And the Secret Service is surveying them. So they really don't want to bring in any money from this secret account because they pretend to be poor. So they can get away from the justice in a certain way. So if you are invested in this couple, just know they have milliards and milliards of dollars and euros on hidden bank accounts abroad. They have much more than they own you. If somebody interested on these bank accounts, I can trace them on because I can see energetic lines, and spiritually I can I can hack people's thoughts and trace them, even bank accounts. Okay, but I'm doing it only for legal service. Okay, legal people. Huh? Nobody. I'm not working for criminals. I never ever worked for criminals, and I will never ever work for criminals. I never ever worked for Luciferians. So no, those who really wants to hunt down these people, I'm more than happy to help them. But you understand, I can't put this out in public. Yeah, I have the stability card here with Horus. But I thought at first this is for this couple. No, source is telling me no, this is the High Priestess. This is a spiritual stability. I mean, High Priestess is like, because she comes out as an Empress and an Archangel and High Priestess, all the three cards. And what I can see spiritually, like from the crown chakra, there is a root going into source in the sky. And from the feet, there is a root going down to Mother Earth. So she's attached to the earth, so she can manifest from earth, because usually Empress energy manifests from earth energy, and a High Priestess manifests from higher level, like a spiritual level, from a spirit realm. It's really extraordinary. This High Priestess has the Horus. I mean, Horus eye represent huge divine protection. Okay. This High Priestess has built up a spiritual empire on such a strong stability and stable basis that is indestructible. I mean, when these High Priestess will pass away in this human life, this wealth is moving on again. I mean, moving on behind death. This is eternal. And she's been building this more than hundreds and thousands of lifetimes. This is so stable that no human, no entities on this earth can take it away, destroy it, or trick it out of her. It is impossible. And they refuse to understand this. They totally refuse to understand this. Hi, Water and Press. Okay. I mean, look at this. I'm doing this. What is this called? Egyptian gods oracle cards. If you asking, sometimes they're asking, what is it? I mean, this is the main that came out about this High Priestess. This is what she represents. You see? And this is what she is in a spiritual realm. And I mean, that throne is very stable. She has the High Priestess hat. Maybe she has a connection with Blue Avians, that is a Reishi race, and that means a creator race. If you are into extraterrestrial races. I'm doing fine, thank you, Water and Press. So this is extraordinary. You know, I watched a film. I mean, this was not too successful. They didn't put it out in, I don't think it was in a cinema, but it's an American film. I think it was not successful because it's on YouTube and you can watch it freely. I might try to find it and put it up in the comments because it's free. It's a 1.5 hour film. And the point of it, the story is there is the Anunnakis and there is an Anunnaki empress who was killed by the other royal members of the family, and the soul reborn into a child of a princess of Princess Anunnaki, and they were afraid because they can see that the soul belongs to the empress. So they were afraid that these princess will be assassinated. So they took down this princess on Earth and give it to a human family. I think they even put it in a womb to this human woman, and she gave birth to this baby or fetus on Earth, but in reality, it was an extraterrestrial being. And she spent the first 38 years of her life cleaning toilets because it was a very, very poor family. And everybody thought that she's a nothing, okay? And each time when she was looking at the skies, she felt something, she belongs there. But anyway, I won't tell the whole things because if you want to watch the film, it will be complicated. I mean, it's not nice if I tell you all the story, okay? But what's happened, they are, somebody was sent to find her and bring back to the palace where she used to live and take her place. But there were other royal family members who were plotting to kill her. So roughly that is the point of the film. And I pick up on something very similar on this high priestess. And these human couple, because they are not even starseeds, I mean, don't misunderstand, starseeds are not better than humans. The only thing, the soul of starseeds are much older than human souls. Okay? There is no difference in value. Source does not differentiate value between the two. Do you understand? Only the starseeds has more experience, more knowledge, and their soul is more advanced, so they have more spiritual maturity than human souls. So I've expressed myself wrongly that they are only human. No, they are human souls that as much as valuable than starseed, but human souls does not have that much of spiritual capacities, knowledge, experiences spiritually than starseeds. And it is not because they are less valuable, it is because they are younger and they are on a path to become older, more mature, more spiritual, and more high vibrational than they were in a age of Pisces. Now we are in an age of Aquarius. An age of Aquarius when the golden age will happen. And that's what's happening with the humans, this evolution, that we could step into higher dimensional reality. That is a natural evolution of the human soul. And those who are not ready because they resisted the change, resisted that they go through this evolution, that their soul go through this evolution. You know what you want to know about this? Watch my TikTok. I teach about this, okay? The structure, the anatomy of the human soul, the evolution the human soul needs to go through to be able to ascend. If somebody is not in that stage, it's not because they are less valuable, it's not time for them to ascend yet. So they need to go and stay in a lower vibrational reality until they will be ready to ascend. But many of the human beings are ready now, okay? And this is why this high priestess was sent on earth. So it's not exactly the same story than this movie I was talking about, but people just want to know, yeah, this high priestess, earth angel, call it as you want, she incarnated in many high vibrational extraterrestrial races, even low vibrational. If you go on my TikTok, you can see I pin it, the evolution of the human soul. Each human soul, when they born, they will become evil at first. I don't care what is your religion, this is a fact. Souls know it, souls created, this is a perfection. Because when you become evil, you accumulate bad karma. And you go through the process that your bad karma will force your soul to change, to go through an evolution. So you will go through many lifetimes, you work on your bad karma. This is not a punishment, but it's like a graduation. From a kindergarten, you go to elementary school. From there, you go to college. From there, you go to university. And the first stage, the kindergarten, is when you are evil. But unfortunately, many humans get stuck in there. Because when you are evil, it's a normal state, because you want to enjoy pleasure, you want to enjoy money, you want to enjoy power. You are tempted and you will fall for it because your soul is young, not experienced. Okay? And you accumulate really bad karma that actually will be the next level. There's elementary school, when you will learn by working on your karma that these values that you thought were value in many lifetimes when you were evil, actually not that important as you thought, because you live in a simulation. And there are other things that are more important. This is karma that will teach you. This is a karma that will push you into the dark night of the soul. And with human eyes, it's cruel. Nobody loves the dark night of the soul. But there is no other way that your soul will understand and go through the transformation. Okay? So when you go through the dark night of the soul, the most important thing that you establish a connection between you, your higher self, and source. And you trust, you establish, practically, I would compare it to a love relationship with source. Because when you have this relationship, even if you go through difficulties, even if you go through the karma, even if you go through the dark night of the soul, you are protected. And source will make sure that somehow you will survive it. And it is possible to shorten the period of time you go through the karma. While other people stubborn and suffer many, many lifetimes, it is possible to work on your karma in a few years if you were really doing nasty things. I mean, for example, if you were a reptilian and you killed millions and millions, you committed genocide, don't expect that your karma can be worked on in a month, okay? Well, if you were just a simple human and you stole a fish from a fish market, or you understand what I'm saying. And I'm also talking about on my TikTok the spiritual bank account that has importance also to understand this. So after, when you work on your karma, you will start accumulating in lifetime the good karma. And that's when slowly, little by little, you will become divine. And when you will become divine, you will get to the point of the ascension. And ascension has different phases. So just go on a TikTok. I want to do the whole teaching here because many of it are on my TikTok, and soon there will be more details teachings are out, but not on TikTok. It will be on another platform. So we have here the darkness. Oh, okay. Really interesting darkness. We have here perseverance. Okay, so what is it happening here that this high priestess knows really well the darkness? She is not dark, she's not evil, she's divine, but she's not afraid of darkness. She has a tenacity, a stubbornness, almost like a cocky spirit against darkness, and it's piece of the darkness. I mean, dark entity gets really, really pissed off with her, and she's laughing on it. I mean, these high priestess might have been tortured by these entities or by these humans, or these humans who use by the entities. Take it as you want. Again, I'm talking about extraterrestrial beings and entities, so I'm obliged to say this is for entertainment purposes, okay? You need to understand that you can't stand the darkness if you don't know the darkness. I don't know how to put this. This high priestess in a previous life, she remembers at the beginning of her journey of the soul, when other lifetimes, maybe she was even evil like each of us. I mean, each of us. I don't care your religion. This is a fact. This is how souls designed each soul. And then she understands, she remembers all the darkness, and she does not afraid because she knows she's on a higher level. She knows she's been through this. She knows she already overcome and paid the price for her darkness. This is a total control and transformation in many, many lifetimes. She knows she is on a higher level than this darkness. And we have here the perseverance. That's why she does not transform when she is in the middle of the darkness into evil. She might have a reaction. She might say things, especially if she's a fire sign. You know, fire signs or say things when they're angry, but they don't mean it. It's not like when an air sign says something. When an air sign says something, they mean it, and they will really do it. It is two different things, okay? Now, they put this high priestess through hell in a darkness, hoping that she will transform into evil. And it did not happen. It did not happen. Did not happen. There is the perseverance card here. Yeah, with knife, DS knife. I mean, goddess knife. Okay. Yeah, on a card we can see a cormorant. You know this bird called cormorant? They actually almost no, they're not dying yet out, but there is less and less. I don't know why. I think because the fishes are poisoned by the rivers, and they must have a genetic makeup who doesn't support it. But the cormorant symbolizes in China spiritual breakthrough, ascending. Well, they don't call it ascending. It's like becoming a divine. For them, a divine, becoming divine is somebody who lives eternally. They become gods, okay? So this actually, the cormorant symbolize, I think it's called cormorant in English. Yeah. I will show it to you. Maybe it's not cormorant. I know how is it called in French. See, these birds symbolize in China and in Asian countries practically the ascension, so becoming divine, a god. Okay, and we have the perseverance written on it. Completeness. Ascension is completed. How do you want to sacrifice someone who's already ascended? You can't. It is impossible, esoterically, etherically, energetically. I mean, I can see a bunch of, excuse me for my expression, but mentally gone person. I mean, if you have any spiritual grade, even on a dark side, you can't sacrifice somebody who already ascended, completed the ascension. They're trying to block her ascension. How can you block her ascension when she already ascended? It is impossible. To ascend, you have to close down all the karmic cycles in your past life, present life. You need to heal all the trauma in a past life and present times. You need to unite all your realities, all your timelines. This is a huge esoteric work. I mean, somebody gets on this level of ascension. This high priestess did a huge esoteric work to ascend in this level. Okay, so she's telling me she could do that because she was locked up in isolation. Okay, okay, they wanted to isolate her. They took her children away, and she used that time to ascend. And she ascended with huge speed. Speedy Gonzalez, huh? This is a Speedy Gonzalez ascension because she spent all day, all night, dream state, awakened state, all the time with ascension. I mean, you can't do anything now. You traumatize her, she heals. But the ascension is already done. It is impossible to sacrifice somebody who completed the ascension. I mean, when you complete the ascension, these are not even spiritual gifts, what she has. This is capacity. Do you understand? When you get on this level of ascension, this is a capacity. It is. You can take away gifts with dark esoteric work, etheric and energetic work. If you are dark alchemist, you know how to take gifts away from people. But you can't take away the capacities. I mean, on a 5D Earth, when people complete the ascension, everybody will have this type of capacities, and top of that, more according what is their purpose, source give them. But the basic capacities she has, 99% of the humanity doesn't have. So she is, people look at her like, oh my God, I need this gift. They don't realize this is not a gift. How do you want to take a capacity away? This is a capacity come with a completion of ascension. You can't take that away. There is no dark or necromantian, voodoo, hoodoo, whatever you call it, or Santeira, esoteric, etheric, or energetic work that can take a capacity away. That is actually, this is a complicated connection between a DNA and a core of the human soul. If you want to know about the anatomy of the human soul, check out my TikTok. The human soul has a core that always stays with you. If you sell your soul, you sell the layers of the soul. You never sell the core. Nobody can take away your core. the core always goes back to the higher self. There is no universe who has the knowledge, the technology, who can take away your core. And that's where the Greys made the mistake. Because they cloned and they took the soul out from one body, put it in the other, and they didn't realize that they lost the core with the first body. And now they arrived to the situation, actually not now because they did some manipulation, now getting souls, but they're not in the right way. This is complicated. I don't want to talk about this, but all they can do, the technology that exists in this universe or any other, they can take away the layers of the soul, any kind of soul, not the core. And that's why when you take out of a soul from one body and put it in other, you put the layers, and a human experience in that lifetime is coded in the layer. Source and the higher self is coded in the core. And this is a key point, because when you have a soul, you had a soul. For example, let's say you have a soul and you sell it to the devil. The devil take the layers of your soul, but your core still stay with you. And in a core, there is a source particles and your higher self particles. And if you ascend, you will become a divine alchemist. You can ascend without soul, but there is a possibility to get your soul back. Do you understand? Because the source energy and your higher self energy in your core can call back each part of your particle of your soul and generate a source energy that will stick it together, back together into a source. But what you will lose is the experience that you need to rebuild, okay? Because these dark alchemists, when they disintegrate the human soul, they use this energy and they threw away, in an ether, the particles of the soul. They don't use it for anything. It's useless for them. And they don't know how to destroy it. They actually aren't destructible. They are eternal. So they extract this energy, and with this energy, they create evil, okay? That's why you can retract the particles of the soul and stick it together. The other thing is these dark entities sometimes take away the layer of the souls from people and store it somewhere, don't use it up straight away. In that case, you can get back all part of your soul, and you will get back the life experience that you had in that lifetime. This is really important that you understand. If you start see ask help from Arthurians, because they are, the anatomy of the soul, especially a human soul, it's a science, okay? And Arthurians mastered it in a high level. So if you need help, you don't know how to get your soul back, you don't know how to, for example, if your soul was stolen or some part of it were stolen from you, or if you were sacrificed as a baby, as a child when you were young because you were in a Luciferian family, and you grow up without the layer of your soul, you need to know that you still have the core. And you can ask in meditation, try to connect the Arthurians and ask, say it with your words, and they will help you to get your soul back, okay? Lots of shaman can do that, but there are lots of charlatans, and I don't like that they abuse it a lot. They ask thousands and thousands of euros or dollars always for works, and usually if somebody doesn't have their soul, usually they have financial problems is also, okay? So this is a totally unrealistic when spiritualists or spiritual workers ask for thousands and thousands of dollars and euros for such a work. and Pleiadians, Arthurians, the Pleiadian Council, the Arthurian Council know that they try to help humans on Earth, and they know these difficulties, so they will help you, and they will, if nothing else, they will guide you and teach you how to do it. There are materials available on YouTube everywhere. You just need to look for it, and even on TikTok. In spite of that, TikTok try to cut them out, but there is lots of spiritual teaching even on my TikTok. I mean, yeah. Oh, flying away the cards. Okay, meditation. Okay, look at this. I mean, this is so evident. I mean, you can take it as magic. I mean, there is some voodoo. It doesn't show it properly. Yeah, there is some voodoo magic that permit people on necrotation, where you can find it in both, that they try to block the crown chakra of the high priestess. Okay, that is the other particularity of the high priestess. She doesn't practice dark magic, but she knows all of it. And why is it important? If you know your enemy, you know their weapons, how their weapons is built up, you know how to block them, you know how to fight them, you know how to destroy their work and their weapons. This is even look like magic that can open portals around your crown chakra to siphon away. In that case, you need to say affirmation or prayer, or there is a meditation technique also, how you can close these portals close to your crown chakra, or how you can disable these military gadgets. Unfortunately, it exists. So you can free your crown chakra and access to your own downloads and connection with source. There are even subliminals who help you with that. So they did some crown chakra, or even maybe a neurological, I pick up on a neurological surgery intervention. They did something, some neuroscientist, a crazy neuroscientist was fascinated by this high priestess. So they did an operation on a brain to block every spiritual I mean, that she would not be able to meditate, for example. This is insane. This is insane. Anyway, she used a meditation technique not known on Earth. She was obliged to develop this. Actually, this is an ancient meditation technique. It comes from another universe, and it includes her soul and shifting between dimensions, and wow, complicated. But she's practically meditating all the time, and they do not realize it. They think she doesn't meditate. They think she doesn't meditate. Oh, she's meditating all the time. Oh God, this is funny. This is funny. No, this. I mean, it's like they blocking her meditation capacity. They did something. They did manipulation on her brain. Maybe it's a military technology. I don't know, but they did something, or an implant, or a seal, or a tag. It can be anything, but these high priestess can remove the tags and seals. So I don't think so. It's a seal or a tag or an implant. She can also dissolve etheric implants. So no, it's not the case. No, this is a physical surgery on the brain they did against her will. So she could not meditate. That is strange. So she developed something that she's all the time like being in a meditative state, or it's like she's divided into two, and one part of her living between dimension, hiding, so nobody can see this part, but there is an invisible connection between the two, and the other part of her is meditating all the time and in all the time connection with source. And between the two parts, I don't know how to describe this, there is a connection. So she gets actually the downloads not from the crown chakra, not from the third eyes, but the crown chakra and the third eyes of this. It's like almost like a holograph, but it's not a holograph. It's like she divided into two, and the other part of her, well, it's complicated. It's between dimensions, hiding in a hiding place. They can't see her. Yeah. So the downloads goes there, and she gets the downloads there, and in a invisible connection, because it's invisible even in an astral or a spiritual realm, she gets all the downloads from this other half. I don't know how to describe this. This is very complicated. I mean, this kind of esoteric, or and this is not even esoteric science anymore. This is a serious quantum field manipulation. It's like she created a new dimension, between dimension. I don't know how to describe this. This is very high level. So these people who are this society, secret society is having this crown chakra manipulation, waiting for the downloads to come, waiting. I mean, I even pick up that with the other half, she's creating fake downloads. Oh God, that is funny. Fake downloads. That is smart. Gosh. Oh my God. Stability, equilibrium. Again comes out. These cards comes out all the time. All the time. Wow. This is yeah, I can see they do I mean, there's a huge organization with esoteric people like witches, warlocks, dark alchemists, voodoo doctors, whatever. They continuously doing chakra manipulation on her, so she decided to remove her chakras. She didn't remove all the chakras, but many chakras are removed. And they don't know. I mean, when you remove a chakra, this energy center is still there. Because what they don't know, on Earth, the energy center and a chakra is two different things. They are attached to each other. In a moment, you remove the chakra, you can manipulate from outside the energy center. I mean, these people don't realize by attacking this high priestess spiritually, they forced her to tap into her ancient knowledge and get on a higher and a higher and a higher and a higher and a higher grade. With insisting attacking her spiritually with so much spiritual attack, actually they made her indestructible. This is funny, huh? Yeah, so she's telling me this is why Source sent her in. I mean, this is a high, she might come even from higher dimension than 30 dimension. Yeah, she comes from higher. I mean, her soul comes from higher than 30 dimension. And this is the reason why. Because the work she has to done on earth it's like it requires this tenacity, this resistance, this capacity, this stamina. It doesn't mean with her human body she doesn't suffer, huh? I'm sure that what she's going through is not a comfortable thing, huh? Exploration came out, resentment, wholeness. Yeah, these this secret society, I mean, the leaders, I can see they tearing their hair out practically. I mean, I'm telling this just ironically. They do not understand how is it possible. This is how it is possible. They created somebody who's spiritually undestructible. You can't. I mean, even if they start the sacrificial process, they can't finish it. They think they are almost there. Oh no, finally we finished. We sacrificed her. We stole her soul. We stole her gifts. And when they go there, they want to use the energy is gone. It's gone back to her. It's gone back to her. They go in, they break into her house, they rape her in a brutal way, and she builds up herself. She heals. It's like bouncing back, bouncing back, bouncing back. It's like they want to keep her in a constant trauma, so she would descend, not ascend. But they don't understand the ascension is finished. She finished her ascension. So whatever they do, it's just like rebouncing. They can't finish the sacrificial process. Spiritually, they can't finish the sacrificial process. And this is why, even if they would manage to kill her, which I doubt, but even if they would manage to kill her, she will take spiritually everything with her. They won't be even touch. They won't be able to even touch 1 ounce little thing spiritually that is hers and keep it permanently with them. I mean, this is the bitch you kill, and after she comes back with an with an archangel form and takes back what you took away from her. Do you understand? You won't keep that shit. Ooh. Faith and wisdom. Isis. Ooh, Isis is a beautiful energy, my God. Isis. The portal we have opened now through the sun is very strong Isis energy. It's a beautiful energy. This is a mother energy. This is a divine mother energy. This is divine feminine energy. This is a productive, very powerful energy, actually. She is in this energy. Why is it coming out like this? So show me, why is it coming out like this? Sorry guys, I'm not doing any love reading or any things like that. This is not that type of tarot reading channel, sorry. There's lots of tarot reader out there who does love reading and soulmate readings and things like that. You can go there. I'm not doing that type of things, okay? I'm sorry. Faith, wisdom, protection. Oh, okay. If this divine feminine is pregnant, and you try to touch this divine feminine, you won't survive. I mean, we have here the Mahan energy, the protection. Oh my God, this is very strong. I don't think it's because of the babies. It's because of the vulnerability. I can hear source telling me that somebody artificially got this woman pregnant against her will to block her path, block her career, to block everything in her life that she will be obliged to give to the newborn baby and not to go and fulfill her destiny working as a high priestess. Yeah, this is what I get. And this is funny because that's will permit her to be on a higher level as a high priestess. This protection energy, this card, oracle card that came out, actually raised her on a higher level. I mean, there will be an opportunity for her that exactly she will be able to fulfill because of this Isis energy, mother energy. You should not forget that actually humans are programmed in their mind that mothers are sacrificing themselves for their children, and that's what you have to do. Mothers are unfortunate, they can't do a career, they can't work because the two things is not coming together. They don't do all day anything else but clean and washing bottles, feeding babies. And this is what the 3D matrix is forcing in the archetype of mother on human mind to know. But think, what is a mother? What is Isis energy? That the portal of the womb brings down your manifestations in your reality. When you are pregnant, this portal works at least 10 times stronger than when you are not. Okay? When you have a child, your mother energy gives you more intuition. Your intuition is enhanced at least twice stronger than you should have if you don't have a child. This is actually a blessing, a gift from the universe to be pregnant or to be a mother. And it does not mean that you don't love your child if you explode this energy of your motherhood, being fertile, being a goddess, because only God can create life. So by creating life with your body, you become this goddess energy, goddess archetype. Okay? And you have to change your mentality. When you change your mentality, you rewrite your subconscious about motherhood, you create abundance for yourself and your children, and you create an extremely sensitive intuition, extremely sensitive spiritual perception that you didn't have before when you were not a mother, or when you had before you were pregnant. Okay, this perception has to be changed. It's like in a spiritual community, the gold represent divine masculine and a silver represent divine feminine. This is a bullshit. This is a lie. They're confusing the spiritual community. Are you kidding? Just think, gold is abundance. It's divine feminine who represent abundance. Silver is protection. Divine masculine who represent protection, not the divine feminine. I mean, the Kabbalist spirituality that is rooted in the gecko spirituality, the dark spirituality, dark way of manifesting, totally deformed the truth the truth about us through divine spirituality. And there is lots of things are turned around in an opposite way, like the gold, the spiritual symbolism of gold and silver. The same apply with motherhood. The archetype of motherhood. The 3D matrix was programmed that all mother has to sacrifice themselves for their children. While the true spiritual divine reality, the mother is more abundant, more spiritual, and have more creative and manifesting energy than a woman who is not a mother. Rewrite your mind and your subconscious. Wholeness and resentment came out. Okay, protection. Well, if this woman is pregnant, you attack her. I don't want to be in your place. I mean, the damages you will take is not just in this lifetime, but eternal. And even if you are gecko, you will have consequences. It's not just a human who have consequences. It touch geckos, dracos, or serpentines, whatever you call them, okay? They all will be touched if they touch this woman in this state. Yeah. Okay, what else source I have to put out? Tell me. Hope. Hope comes out. So we have faith and hope. Yeah, source is telling me they actually, you know why it's important you listen here? Because this actually the process of targeting from spiritual reason. If you understand what I want to say. When somebody wants to sacrifice you spiritually, they put you through all this process. And actually, these are the key points how you can survive it and how you can return it. Okay? Being ordinary and whole. Oh, okay. Okay, I will take the tarot now because this was a. I need more reading on this being ordinary because it's someone says something. I know these people who's attacking this high priestess, they feel like they are ordinary comparing this high priestess, and they see this high priestess as a potential celebrity, and they don't want this high priestess to become celebrity or famous. They want to become the celebrity. They want to become famous. But the difference is that these high priestess give a shit about being celebrity or famous. All she cares about that she gets the job done, what Source wants her to do on Earth. Or that doesn't care about the seat on first class. Doesn't care about what type of car she drives. All she cares that the job spiritually will be done that she's supposed to do on earth. While these karmic people, because I don't care you call yourself divine, when you want to do swaps, when you want to steal gifts, you are not divine. You are karmic. You never ever got awakened. If you want to do swaps and stealing spiritual gifts, are you kidding? They want fame. They want the admiration. They want to be famous. They want to be celebrities. They want to be rich. They give a shit healing the collective. They give a shit about awakening people. They give a shit healing people. If they want this, it's just to make money with it. These are the people who will put out services, shamanic services, shamanic healing. I get your soul back. And they ask 5,000 euros, 2,000 euros, 3,000 euros. That is ridiculous. I mean, man, if somebody can pay that, They don't have problem having their soul, huh? Or they don't have problem that somebody stole from them spiritually. That's for sure. These are charlatans. And usually when you steal a gift of somebody or the destiny of somebody, um, you can't use the destiny, you can't use the gift. What entities does, they use as energy and transform it. That is dark alchemy, what they do. You don't want to know how they do it. None of us care about this, okay? But what is important, they use the energy of the destiny, the energy of the gift. But these humans want the gift and wants the destiny, but they don't understand that it's not a fit esoterically. It's not a fit esoterically. You have a dark evil soul with dark evil experiences that you like and you don't want to heal from it. How do you want to embody a divine destiny and use a gift that is set up to use by light energy? You can't. This is why the dark entities don't use the divine destiny as a destiny. They don't use the divine gift as a gift, but they dismantle it spiritually and use the energy from it to create something. But these people has no grade, even in a dark, evil side. They don't know how to do it because you have to be a reptilian or draconian to do that. Okay. Yeah, one of these side dish of this man, this reverse emperor, is a water sign woman, maybe a Pisces. Because I have here the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Swords. It's a level of mental disease, the worry she has. She's going crazy about this. I mean, this Pisces wants to be the Empress. And it's been more than 7-8 years. It's many years, maybe not 7-8 years, but 2 or 3, or I don't know. It's a very long time, and she it's more than an obsession. This is a mental sickness now. This is a mental sickness, and we have here the Page of Pentacles. This represents an offer or a possibility to make money that's coming to the High Priestess. But I'm telling you, there is many offer like that came to the High Priestess, and they were capable to hijack it by forcing the legal system, the social service, the medical service, for example, psychiatrists, by forcing, manipulating the law enforcement system, even the army, to hijack these opportunities and monies. And for some reason, this person who was part of this hijacking and did hijack many opportunities like that, now worry. So why they worry if they were able to block everything for so long? What's wrong here? Oh, many cards came out. King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, the Fool, and the Star. Oh God. Okay. Okay, there is a connection with the Galactica Federation. So this is a job of that actually starts. I mean, Okay, if you are not into extraterrestrial beings, just ignore this, okay? But this is a job opportunity or a position that is offered by the Galactica Federation to this person, and somehow it will have a monetary effect, okay? And this water sign woman worry because she knows these extraterrestrial beings knows who she is. And she is not an earth angel. She is not a high priestess, a divine high priestess. She is not an ascended master. She is not divine but karmic. And high vibrational extraterrestrial beings knows that and can see that. This is an offer she can't hijack. Because when it comes to high vibrational extraterrestrial beings, maybe it's not the Galactica Federation, maybe it's one of the councils, but it's extraterrestrial beings who brings this offer to this high priestess to work with them. Do you know Metatron? Who is Metatron? The famous prophet who went to God. The same things happened to that person. Now, I'm not saying that this high priestess is not important, but you will see this more and more. I mean, if a starseed is blocked at this level and has importance in a golden age, they will take her or him. Are you kidding? You're forcing a pregnancy on her. You're blocking all the possibility to have money in her life to provide for herself and a baby. And you want to sacrifice her and a baby when you can't because she's already did the work to ascend. What do you expect? What do you expect? And here source is telling me there's no more information about this position. The information here is divinely blocked. It's a secret. It's blocked in the Akashic record. No tarot reader can access to it. No energy reader or channeler, and no entity and no military equipment who hack the Akashic record because it exists. They developed it. Can get this information. Okay? This is a secret. I don't have a right to give out. I can't even see it. I don't have a right to see it. It's blocked even from me. And I'm not going to force it. Even if I would force, they wouldn't let me to see it. It will be balanced out. You won't be able to kill a pregnant woman. Do you understand? Just to have her babies and sacrifice her soul and destiny because you are a bitch having a tantrum, because you never grow up and you could never handle that somebody says no and this time source telling you no, and you think you are more powerful with your tragedy young soul ass because you didn't even went through this evolution of your soul of being evil. You stuck in there. You're not even on a higher level. You are on a kindergarten level on your soul, on your higher self. And you telling source that you will decide what's going to happen in the life of this high priestess? You are not only ridiculous. I know you're listening. You are not only ridiculous, but you are delusional. Period. Nobody gives them opportunities. Nobody gives her jobs. Everybody, I mean, they are, it's like military level hackers employed to block each internet possibilities to make money. And this is insane. All social media is blocked. So even if she puts out something somewhere, growing, non-existent. She can't get money on anything at all. If she gets, they take it because it's this is the hacker who does that, and this is a level of hacking on a quantum computing. This is quantum computing hacking. I mean, with a normal spyware, you can't detect that. You can't. Because this type of military hacking, normally non-existent. One of the, I mean, maybe both of these person in this couple work on a level they have access to the highest novel military inventions that never comes out in public, or if they come out many many years later, like the artificial womb existed in many countries. The military had it 50, 40 years ago, some countries 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and it's the last 2 years Germany bringing it out as a new novel invention. This is a bullshit. It's existed for a very long time. So how do you prove it that you hacked this high priestess and block everywhere, that she can't obtain money from any social media, any way on internet? When somebody check it, there is no hackers activity. Of course not, because you're checking from a traditional spyware, traditional method. Call a specialist who knows quantum computing. When a Google says that the quantum computing is just an experimental level, when everybody on a certain secret project in the army knows it's not true, it's perfectly working, and it's developing into a science. So they have hackers from the army who's fucking up, excuse me for my expression, these high priestess left and right informatically. That's all. What do you expect? Of course source will intervene. If nothing else, extraterrestrial brain will give her opportunities. I have no idea how. I have no idea how she will monetize that, but she will survive, and she will live, and she will provide for those babies. That was actually, the pregnancy was forced on her against her will. And this is how much Isis energy. This is a divine mother love energy. She won't sell the babies like this water sign woman would do. If she would have the same situation, the first thing she would do, sell the babies that she could have money. This woman will never do that. She protects the babies. She understands the principle. If a soul comes down to a mother, the soul chooses that mother. And this is a responsibility. This is not just a responsibility, this is a privilege when a soul chooses you. A privilege. And she will not sell that soul to anybody. Interesting. We have here the Seven of Swords, the Chariot, Two of Wands, and the Death. Really interesting energy. Yeah, what I can see, this high priestess will go through a transformation. They like it or not. They don't tell details, but this control will stop in a certain way, somehow. Okay. The problem is that these souls were sent on Earth to help humanity. So what governments and army and law enforcement system not should, they trying to hunt them down. They shouldn't hunt them down. They should work with them, not exploit them, but work with them and give them a respect that a human being deserves. Because excuse me, by coming down in a human body and becoming human, they are human, in spite of that they have an extraterrestrial soul. It does not change that they became human to help humanity. And what do they get? This type of treatment, the violation of human rights. Are you kidding? The magician, Four of Wands. Oh God. Okay, interesting. But in spite of that, maybe this high priestess is pregnant. That people wants to marry her like that. They don't care she's pregnant. Oh God, God, please, just okay. I had enough of this. I mean, go on my TikTok. I talk about spiritual, the sacred reunion. I mean, I teach about also the real Yeshua. That the real Yeshua was never ever crucified. It was a copycat who was crucified, and the reptilians created a religion of it. I mean, just think, what kind of God want to show their love through a bloody sacrifice? Just think. What kind of God want to show love through a bloody sacrifice? What kind of culture needs a bloody sacrifice? Gecko. So Yeshua, and this is a fact, actually, it's registered because in that time they had to register each marriage. Yeshua, that people call Jesus, today the Christian people call Jesus, and it's him who established the basic teaching of Jesus, Yeshua. It's registered because in that time they had to register each marriage, that he was married to Mary Magdalena, who was Sophia Christ, the divine feminine and a divine masculine. And the divine feminine is such a powerful energy that the reptilian-based 3D matrix that doesn't exist anymore, but the phantom matrix, because what we have now is a phantom matrix and a 5D Earth. The 3D structure has been destroyed, okay? So this old 3D reptilian-based structure did not stand the divine feminine energy. Why? Because it's divine feminine energy that gives the creation, that brings down the manifestation from source. That's what they wanted to block from humans. Do you understand? So all the manifestation comes down the divine feminine, And when you say, oh, then the man can't manifest, you need to know that each man and each woman has a divine feminine and divine masculine side. So inside of us, we have both of them. Of course, the man can manifest also, but they have to use their divine feminine energy to do that. So they block this out. Like there is no 12 months, but 13. And it has a significance, the 13 one. I'm not allowed to say everything. But the 13 number is not an unlucky number. It's not a witchy number, but the number of the divine feminine. This wonderful, divine Christ love power. And Christ love has nothing to do with crucifying somebody, nothing to do with Christianity. This is the name human gave to this powerful divine love energy that comes from source. You can experience this really well at Lion's Gates when you go through the portal. And this is a meditation. I might put it up when it will be Lion's Gate. You go through the portal, you arrive to the Sirius constellation, and there, at this time, this divine love energy, the Christ love energy, is so strong that is impossible to explain it with human words. This love is undescribable. It transforms your soul, transform your body, your mental, your emotions, absolutely everything. We can't describe it with human words. Do you understand? It has nothing to do with blood sacrifice or crucifixion. And this love came down on earth in two forms, Yeshua and Sophia Christ. Okay? And these two had to reunite. And today, all divine couple, when they reunite, a divine masculine and divine feminine who meant to be together, they have a destiny together, they will have this sacred energy in their relationship. This type of divine love that comes from source. It does not mean they won't have problems. It does not mean they won't have difficulties in their life. What does mean they will have an undistractable, sacred, spiritual connection that will satisfy them spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, physically, and sexually in each level of the body, because we have many bodies. Well, I hope I talk to people who have some spiritual base. You have the astral body, you have emotional body. There are many. This is also a teaching. I'm not gonna start teaching here, guys. This is not that type of channel, okay? So this is a powerful sacred reunion that will happen when you ascend, when you step into this, when you work on yourself. I mean, I used to do, 4 years ago, I used to do love readings, and everybody is, when is my soulmate is coming? Tell me when is my soulmate is coming? And everybody's impatient, and I can see that they did not do any work on themselves. I mean, for God's sake, do you really think Source will give you, when you are not worked on yourself, you are full with trauma, you hurt your soulmate, you really think that universe doesn't love your soulmate to give you in that state to your soulmate? Universe will work on you and on your soulmate, so you will be gift for each other, that you will be able to have this sacred relationship, this sacred reunion on a spiritual level also. because universe loves you and wants to give you the best. Universe doesn't want to just give you a simple, lustful, sexual relationship that is spiritually what? You do sex magic to steal? When you have a sacred reunion, you don't need another divine masculine or divine feminine. You will find your spiritual home. Okay, I will close this reading very soon because it's very, very long. We have a Page of Cups and Seven of Wands. No manipulation can be done here. They can force it, even if millions of dark witches and warlocks will be alerted all over the world to do manifestation or sex magic or this manipulation, esoteric, etheric, whatever, quantum field manipulation, whatever. I mean, this is impossible. It's protected. You will have a spiritual hemorrhoid forcing yourself to try to do this sacrifice. Still, you won't achieve it. So good luck with it. But you won't have, evidently, if you're listening to me. Well, was the reading about this. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did also. And I hope it was a message for somebody. If nothing else, for those who wants to do this sacrificial bullshit, excuse me for my French. Excuse me for my expression. I apologize for the YouTube community, for my expression. If I used words that was maybe hurtful, I apologize for that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, and see you next time.